All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Kang. I'm the Director of Financial Aid, and I'm delighted to welcome you to our Admissions and Financial Aid Updates and Q&A webinar. Joining us today is Joseph Lindsay, the Director of Admissions, who will be guiding us through a range of topics, including updates on our ongoing gift aid reviews, the importance of completing the SGA, the Supplemental Gift Aid questionnaire, updates on BLOS and PI scholars, as well as upcoming deadlines and events you will want to mark on your calendars. I want to take this opportunity to let you know that we would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions at any point during the presentation, simply utilize the Q&A feature located below on your screen in the Zoom. Our team will be monitoring the Q&A panel to address as many questions as possible. Without further ado, I'll hand it over to Joseph to kick off today's discussion. Joseph, over to you.
Thanks, Lauren. Greetings, everyone. My name is Joseph Lindsay, he, they pronouns. I'm the Director of Admissions at Berkeley Law. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. And this is a very informal type of webinar. This is an opportunity, hopefully, for you to ask any questions, either through the Q&A, and if there's any that we might want to address everyone, I'm happy to answer as well. As you likely know, that we had emailed all of you usually a few days after receiving your offer of admissions from Dean Alvarez, the financial aid and SGA questionnaire email. And so that gave you an opportunity to do the SGA itself. Most of you likely have already completed it. I believe those that were admitted towards the end of January, the deadline we asked for you to submit it is by today. If you have not already done so, you are still welcome to submit your SGA for consideration. We are using that. The scholarship committee is using that for its evaluation if you wish to be considered for any need-based aid. Also, if you choose to be considered for any of the named scholarships that are there, you can go ahead and do so, and then elect not to complete the need portion of the SGA questionnaire. If at any point, though, you ever have concerns where you want to make sure that you submitted it correctly, be sure to email financial aid, and that way they can go ahead and work with you either to update the questionnaire itself or to retake it. Any one of the team members here, or if you would like to just send them a quick chat, you're welcome to do so. Our notifications of initial gift aid are still ongoing. I anticipate another round that will go out before the end of the day. I'm just waiting on the okay to get those sent out to you all. And so if you do receive them, it'll give you additional instruction related to the gift aid itself. Gift aid will continue running through up to ASW and past ASW up until the 18th, I believe, which is the Monday prior to reconsideration process opening. You will get additional information related to the reconsideration process, but you can also find some of it on the admitted students page of that hopefully you all have access to. If you do not, or you're still waiting, or you have any technical issues, you are welcome to email admits with an S at law.berkeley.edu, and either myself or someone within the admissions office will help to problem solve to make sure that you are accessing the portal and have information related to our gift aid process, deadlines related to it or timelines, as well as the reconsideration process. We also had the first generation scholarship program, as well as the public interest scholars program. Those individuals that applied by the priority deadline of December 15th and had a reportable score prior to that at the end of November, and then also like you received a decision and submitted, we have notified candidates of the award for both programs. You likely have received either the congratulatory email with follow-up, or you were notified that unfortunately that we weren't in a position to extend the award. That does not mean that we do not want you here or are not really interested in you and what you would add to the conversation at Berkeley Law. It's just that we, based on the total number of candidates that were being considered, we just weren't in a position to extend as many offers. You are welcome to always ask any questions related to those programs, but you at least have been, for those that are on this call, were likely already notified of it. If you are offered a gift aid award or have already received it, right now, I believe the deadline is going to be April 1st. Of 2024. And then if you have questions about it, again, you're welcome to email admits@law.berkeley.edu so that we can let you know. There might be, as I mentioned, there will likely be additional offers that are going out today. And then as we start to get closer to that April 1 deadline, that deadline may move with it. And so anyone that's extended an offer may have until April 15th to make a decision on those as well. Other than that, our reconsideration process will open shortly after ASW, and then it will continue through the end of April. There will be additional information, like I said, that will be provided, and I believe an upcoming webinar that will also talk about that prior to the process opening. And so that way you'll be able to ask questions to our other Director of Admissions, Alice Young, related to the process, what are the best steps to do and so forth. So that way you're able to answer them as well. Beyond the public interest and the Hyundai Kia, though, there's also one other additional scholarship program, or the public interest is the Hyundai Kia scholarship. That one is a little later in the process in our review. And so I anticipate we should probably know, in years past, it's usually like April or May. It just will depend. It may be sooner, but we still have not made a selection on the Hyundai Kia scholarship. So if you did submit and are waiting to hear back, hopefully you will hear in a timely manner, but I can't say that you're going to hear, sometime this month. Beyond that, I think the only things I would want to reiterate are upcoming admitted students events. And so if you are going to be in the New York, DC, or LA area, and you receive the invite for upcoming events this next week, I hope you will take opportunity to attend. Most of our information related to the admitted student related events are on the admitted students website. There are law firm receptions that will be coming towards the end of March, as well as the San Francisco one that will be earlier in March as well. We will host some small market receptions as well in various areas like Boston and in Chicago and Atlanta. There may be additionals that will be coming up, Seattle, I believe, but we will continue to update. And if you are in the area, I certainly hope you will be able to attend. If you have other questions related to the Admitted Students Weekend, tentatively right now the schedule is being set, but we don't have anything firm. You can anticipate on Thursday the event starting sometime after 12 with a reception that evening. You will have a full day on Friday from 8 to roughly 7:30, and then on Saturday from roughly 9 to about 1:30, and we usually conclude it with the SCOTUS update from Dean Erwin Chemerinsky. Beyond that, I want to leave this time for you all. If you have questions related to initial scholarship, any questions related to programmatic scholarships, or any other questions you might have, we're happy to answer. So there is one question, which I feel is an easy one, and that a lot of people do ask us as well. If we submitted the SGA form in December but haven't heard back, and I imagine there are people the same in January as well, should we assume not receiving aid? No. It is possible that we will likely still be awarding scholarship. It's just I can't guarantee when, and it will just depend. Like I said, another round will go out today. We will notify you if we're not in a position to extend an initial gift aid award. So you will get that notification either way, and that way it'll help you to plan on the reconsideration if you choose so. There is a question related to LRAP, so I see Rosanna's going to answer that as well, hopefully. And then if you do have other questions related to LRAP as well, please reach out to Amanda Prosson or Rosanna Hill. They can be able to better assist you. The next question. Yes, so what happens is, in as far as financial aid and then disbursement, is that your award, the initial gift aid that we are reviewing right now can consist of merit, it could consist of need only, or it can be a combination of the two based on your application and materials, as well as the SGA have submitted. So the award will be a combination of the two. What will happen then at that point is that what we're letting individuals know about is that that award is based on like a total amount, but it also could be divided evenly over the three school years or 6 semesters. At that point, then what will happen is it will be posted over the summer as aid that you will be receiving for the upcoming school year if you choose to matriculate and join us in the fall. Then what will happen is that fall portion will apply first towards your tuition and fees or any balance due that you have through the school, and the remainder will refund. Should you have enough aid in excess of your tuition and fees. It gets a little bit technical, but our staff is here to answer questions. If you're at ASW as well, you are able to schedule time to meet with them. They have drop-in office hours, and even now, so like there's opportunities, not at the moment, I'm saying, but now like within up until ASW, you can always visit them as well. The maximum amount of aid per student, it varies truthfully. And so it will, honestly, it will depend. It could be anywhere from roughly 10,000 per academic year up to the cost of full tuition, depending on if you are named for one of the programmatic scholarships or depending on the recruitment award itself. And so that's the hard part, is that it just will depend as well. As far as reference letters for aid and scholarships, we do not require any additional material with your application that you've already submitted for admission. The only thing is we encourage you, if you haven't already, to submit is going to be related to the SGA. Additionally, what I would encourage you to do is to meet with any of our financial aid advisors, because if there are any continuing scholarships or any outside agency scholarships, they would be able to advise you or best advise you on what things you will need related to, aside from the application, maybe updated resume, unofficial transcripts, or in that case, if you need references or what have you. Let's see. What quick question for the question of and give data about AGI. So anything related to SGI, you are welcome to provide the best answer possible. So if you were financially independent, you are welcome to include just your AGI information as part of the either 2022 tax year or the 2023 tax year. You are also more than welcome at the very end of the questionnaire to provide any additional comments that you feel are necessary. So if you wanted to give more context to what your response was in those tax years, you are welcome to do so as well. The committee does meet to review those. And so it's helpful if we have any additional information for us to determine, and measure financial need. But truthfully, it's just a matter of allowing you that space. So at the end, if there's anything that you feel doesn't make sense or you want to elaborate on, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay, so is it possible for the aid to be decreased? No. That's an easy one. No, if we're offering you a certain amount, like I were to offer Rosanna 30,000 per year, I'm not going to go back and make an adjustment on that. Now, where you may see adjustments accordingly is that if you have a change in residency status and the award that you receive is in excess of an in-state resident tuition, then you may likely or will likely see an adjustment to that, because The award letter itself will also explain that there's been a correction or a change to it, and our financial aid office will notify you as well of what's going on. And if you see any issues or discrepancies, you're always welcome to reach out to them. They're able to answer any questions at that point. You submitted the SGA questionnaire today. When that will depend. If you just submitted it today, it will honestly just depend on where we are in the review process. We were hopefully, we're working on those to try to get them out on a rolling basis. I know we haven't sent out some award letters in a bit, but another round today. And the goal is hopefully another round by the beginning of March and also that week after, given that we are now at that final hour and we're notifying candidates up until the 18th. The factors that are considered during the reconsideration process are a lot different than our initial gift aid review. Alice will be able to elaborate more, but essentially, there are really 3 conditions that we're looking to see. One is if you've received an initial gift aid offer, but you have a competing offer from another school that you are looking at or you're generally interested in, and so you're weighing your options. One, if there's a change in circumstances as well, you received an initial gift aid offer. Also, if you haven't heard or did not receive one, same things with those type of categories as well. So there's different layers to it. You will be able to submit only one a competing offer from a school that you are considering and providing your explanation to it. But there's a lot more detail to it on our site, and also you'll get it on our upcoming webinar as well. You can ask up to full. It'll allow you to ask that on the form once it becomes made available, but you also will want to provide an explanation as to why you are requesting an increase or an initial offer based on the other award itself. Is there an official schedule available? So no, there is not. Like I mentioned, the tentative schedule right now is going to be Thursday through Saturday. You can anticipate the event on Thursday starting around noon for check-in. There will be an evening reception that will conclude that day. Friday, please plan on being an all-day event from roughly 8 to around the same time. There will be a reception with students following that at the end. And then on Saturday, I believe it's at 9, there's an alumni brunch, but there will also be, and it will conclude by 1:30 with this SCOTUS update from Dean Erwin Chemerinsky. So I love this question, what specific scholarships and fellowships? So please refer to our website. There are a ton of them listed there related to ongoing outside agencies. Others that you can think of right now, the American Bar Association has a legal opportunity fund. It's a $5,000 scholarship. There is the One Lawyer Can Make a Difference through Barbary. So those are just 2 to think of. And then I think it just depends on other opportunities that you might be thinking about. If we have any students here that are enrolled members of federally recognized tribes, I would encourage you to look at Native Forwards because they provide scholarships up to typically $4,000 a year, but it will vary depending on how many requests they receive. They also have a loan for service, which is up to $10,000 each year, so it can just vary. There's a Mexican American Legal Defense Education Fund, which provides a list for those that identify as Latine, maybe for those that might be undocumented or DACA. There is the Hispanic Scholarship Fund as well. There is the NAACP. So there's a ton, and thank you, Jorge, for posting. There is the list directly to our website of all of the different agencies and scholarships. What you will find, and I'm sure many of those that are on here will agree with me, is that there is money available. I think that the hard part is that not everyone applies. And the ones that do are very fortunate because they're getting a ton of scholarship. It really just requires that you are updating your law school resume, keeping an unofficial transcript on file, and submitting an application for consideration. It never hurts to throw it in because it's also an opportunity to get like $500 once school's in session to cover books or other expenses that you didn't account for. It's a great opportunity for networking, and sometimes they feed you. So I think this is a chance, like, you want to make sure you apply for any and everything that is available to you. Any other questions that we can answer? So if we, for Hyundai Kia, that no one has been notified as of yet. Typically in the past, we are awarding that either in April or May, hopefully sooner, but I can't guarantee that we're gonna be able to notify anyone by the end of this month. So that if you have submitted and are requesting, consideration for that based on the documentation we needed, the committee will evaluate those and then notify you of the award. Well, we'll give it maybe another 2 minutes or so. If you have other questions, again, I would encourage you to please refer to our website for the admitted students page. That does give you a number of listings related to upcoming events, which I hope I will see you at. If not, I hope I will see you at ASW. If you have questions related to the travel stipend, please email admits@law.berkeley.edu, and one of us will respond. There is a form online that you will need to complete if you are requesting a stipend for it, and also depending if you are flying from in-state and out-of-state. Please note the instructions on it, that if you use points, we're not able to reimburse. We have to show some form of proof of payment. That's a good question. When do we find out if we got the stipend? We will be communicating with you. Right now, we are just receiving those, answering any questions that are coming in, because now that we have all of your materials, we will be running an audit just to make sure we have all of the documentation, and you'll likely get an email from our office, either myself or our Associate Director, Chelsea Hackett, if there is any other documentation that we require. And then afterwards, you will get a link to an electronic site that allows you to move those funds back to your account. So as far as hearing about any type of scholarship, whether it be merit or need-based, it is on a rolling basis, and we will continue to notify candidates up through to March 18th. So the stipend itself is not intended for is not specifically intended for like Ubers, Lyfts, et cetera. So if I were to give Lauren, for example, the $400 stipend because her airfare from Denver, Colorado is like $200 or $280, then that difference that is given, you could apply it to any other expenses that you have, if that makes sense for anyone. And depending on who applies, as long as they meet the requirements, yes. As long as they meet the requirements, yes. But please, again, remember, if you are using points, for example, it does not count. We have to show some form of proof of payment. If you're requesting an exception to the stipend, I would just ask that you please email admits@law.berkeley.edu, and we can respond to your request. Also, for those individuals where it would put them in hardship to pay for a ticket, I would also email admits@law.berkeley.edu so that we can respond. We do review the SGA to see if it's been submitted, so we can see that there is financial need. That's really our measurement that we're looking at, plus any other information you want to include in the email. But we are responding to those requests pretty frequently, so like you are getting notified right away. And if it is approved, generally myself or Chelsea, like I said, the associate director, will contact you to coordinate your airfare. Any other questions? This was not too bad. Again, I want to thank you all for taking the time. If you do have questions, again, you are welcome to reach out to us by email. So if you submitted your SGA, again, we are notifying candidates on a rolling basis. We will continue to notify recipients up through March 18th, which I believe is that Monday. And so we'll continue to notify on a rolling basis. Again, another round will likely go out today, and then we'll continue to send them out up until that point. And then we will notify candidates if they're no longer, if they're not going to be receiving an initial gift aid. So it triggers them to be maybe then look at the reconsideration process as well. Thank you again for taking the time. Please email us if you have questions at admits@law.berkeley.edu. You are welcome to go and email our financial aid office as well. Lauren's contact and information are on that financial aid SGA email you received. So there's ways to reach us. There's office hours as well. So I hope that we will see you either next week at one of the alumni and admitted student receptions, firm receptions coming up, or at ASW. I really hope we see you at ASW. This is a great way to really not just connect with our office. We will be able, you'll be able to connect with other admitted students, current students. And yes, this session will be recorded and posted to our website. The last one, I believe, is as well. It's kind of horrible the way I was talking on that one, so I apologize if I just sound like I'm kind of stumbling through, but you are welcome to view those, or also the FAQ that was embedded in those emails related to gift aid if there's any questions we might have missed today. Thank you all. Good to see some names on here that I recognize. Good to see everybody here. I will see you all on the road.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. Thanks, everyone.